Hi, I'm George.
I'm Hector.
We're here from Legal ADU and we're here to talk about two new bills that just passed, SB9 and SB10. Okay, great. Let's get started. Senate Bill 9 and 10, also known as SB9 and SB10. If you're a realtor, a homeowner, a future homeowner, or know someone that owns a home, these bills can affect you. These were just signed on September 16th of this year and will be in effect January 1st of the following year. SB9 comes in two tiers, being able to build multiple units on a lot that was zoned R1 and being able to do lot splits on a lot that was zoned R1. SB10 allows cities to permit up to 10 units in high-dense areas where they couldn't be built before. Okay, let's start with SB9. Let's start with the first tier, which is being able to build multiple units on a lot that wasn't zoned for it before. Parcels zoned R1. Normally, these lots only allowed one single-family residence on it. In 2017, a law passed that allowed you to build an ADU, a garage conversion, a new ADU, or a portion of your existing home as a second unit. So, with that being said, the second tier of the SB9 allows you to do a lot split, which you can build your home, have your home, build an ADU or a second unit, do a lot split, build another home, and give that home a second unit as well. So essentially, 4 units in one lot. Junior ADUs are still in the air. I've read a couple places that they might allow a junior ADU as well, but that's still a possibility and don't quote me on that one. Let's check out that example on the bottom left. You can see in the top left picture with the kind of grayish roof, it was a single family home with a garage in the back. So what they did, they got rid of the garage and did a lot split. You can see the different shade of green, and there's an easement for people or cars to go through the driveway. Okay, so the single family residence got turned into 2 units, the pink one and the one above it. So that's 2 units there with the lot split in the back. However, now they have an option of selling that back lot if they like to, or doing the option that's below that, which is building 2 more units back there. So as you can see, now you have 2 units, the blue one, the kind of brownish yellow one, the pink one, and the gray one. So this lot went from single family home on the top left to 4 units now. There are some requirements for multiple units. HOAs can prevent this from happening, cannot be in a fire or earthquake zone, historic district is prohibited as well, and tenants are very protected. Rent control areas and low income housing areas are protected. So basically, if it's a low housing income area, historic district, they will not allow you to tear it down or use SB9 to build more units. And the parking requirements stay the same. The parking requirements are the same as the ADU, which as long as they're a half-mile radius from public transportation, you'll be okay. Okay, so for the SB9, the second tier, the requirements are pretty much the same. You can see 1 through 4 are pretty much the same. However, we have a few new ones. Number 5, there needs to be an affidavit signed by the owner of the property saying that they intend to live in one of the 4 units, period, for at least 3 years. Intend to live there for the next 3 years. And that's to avoid developers or investors coming into a block and buying up all the homes and basically doing the SB9 over and over and over again. And then at that point, all single family homes will pretty much be out the window. Okay, the lot split has to be 50-50 or 60-40 ratio. No more or less than that. So if it's a 10,000 square foot lot, you could divide it in half, and that's 5,000 one side, 5,000 the other, or divide it 60-40, which is 6,000 square foot lot on one and 4,000 square foot lot on the other. You can't just get a portion of your huge 10,000 square foot lot and just say that's my lot split over there. That second lot, if you split the lot and the second lot's in the back or has no access to the street, you have to create an access, an easement, so that way people are able to get to the back unit. With that same easement, you'll be able to kind of run your utilities to the street, so you have access to all the utilities from there instead of going through the front original home. Each lot has to be a minimum of 1,200 square feet, which means that the combined lot has to be at least 2,400. So if you have a 2,400 square foot lot in a certain city and you want to divide that one in half, you can. Anything less than 2,400, you cannot. No same owner adjacent lot splits, which means if an owner owns 3 lots side by side, they cannot do it, the lot split, using SB9 over and over and over again on all 3 lots that they originally have. And each lot is only allowed to get split once with SB9, only once. Another thing, they want to make sure that the property was not rented out within the last 3 years. Again, the property was not rented out within the last 3 years. They're protecting tenants that are renting a home and do not want the owner of that home to come in and kick them out and do the SB9 lot split and multiple units. So they're protecting tenants. Okay, one big takeaway that I get out of this is that you're able to sell the second lot. So if you have a huge lot and you're not using it, you could sell that second lot. If, for example, you want to build an ADU but you don't have the funds for it, but you have a huge lot, you could divide that lot, sell that back lot, and build an ADU in your house, or do whatever you want with that money. Basically, it's money that you have there sitting, that you're able to do a lot split and sell that second lot. That's a game changer. So now, as I was speaking before, you can combine the multiple units and the lot split. So now you may have up to 4 units. You build a second unit, follow that with the lot split, build another 2 units on that second lot, sell the empty lot. You could possibly use that money to finance your second lot. And again, you do not have to worry about parking as long as you're a quarter mile away from public transportation. So you do not have to worry about parking. That's a big deal. And as of right now, if you already have an existing ADU, that counts as one of your units. So again, if you have an ADU already, that counts as one of the units. So from that point, you do a lot split, you could build 2 more. Altogether combined, it could be 4. As you can see from the illustration below, the house on the left has a single family residence, and the same homeowner now on the right converted it into 4 units using SB9. So now that homeowner is making extra income. Maybe this could be his retirement plan, pay off his kids' college, tuition, whatever the case may be. Some people might be afraid that this might happen quite often, but with the whole homeowner affidavit, I really think it's not going to happen as much as people think. But the nice thing is that you have the option to do this in case you needed to. Okay, so this is an illustration here. On the left, it shows that the duplexes are cute and cozy. It has to be minimum of 800 square feet each unit. If you're doing this, minimum 800 square feet. So that's going to be a nice 2-bedroom, 1-bathroom unit. A couple places to the right, you see that they think it's going to replace a lot of these McMansions, as they call them. So now someone, instead of building one huge home, they're going to want to build 2, which is going to provide now home for 2 families instead of 1. The one picture all the way in the top right shows that the homes are going to be basically built the same style. So if the home is Spanish style, the new units are also going to be Spanish style. On the middle left, you see that the renters are going to be protected. They're not going to take away homes. They're actually going to do the opposite and build more homes. On the right, you can see that you can only do the lot split once. You can't do it multiple times. On the bottom left, you cannot do it in protected farmlands, fire hazard zones, and earthquake zones. A couple to the right of that, you see that now they could homeowners can tap into their equity by selling that second piece of lot. That's very important because a lot of people have these large lots, maybe facing an alley or in the corner or just in the back, with where you could just build an easement so they could get there, and you could sell that lot and tap into your equity without having to refinance your house. Just sell it upright. So there's a lot of advantages to this, and I can see a lot of people doing it. This is kind of an example of what people think it's going to look like. To the left, it's SFRs, single family homes all over the place. And on the right side, this is how they think it's going to look. I really don't think it's going to go this route, but some people are afraid that it might go this route, but it'll take many years. But at the flip side of that, you got to see how many homes it's providing for a lot of people that wouldn't have lived in this area before. Again, this is another illustration how there's a lot of single family homes on the left, and on the right there's still some single family homes, mixed in with a couple of other homes that have units on them. Okay, now let's get to SB10. Easier way to remember, SB10 allows you to build up to 10 units. So it's basically going to give the local jurisdiction, which is the city, permission to allow people to build up to 10 units in residential or mixed residential zoning areas. Mostly in high density areas like downtown areas, transit rich areas, urban infill sites. The height requirements will be specified by the local government. The key one here, the key factor is number 6, I think. That no parking requirements as long as they are half a mile radius from public transportation. Whenever developers are building these huge units, they always worry about the parking, but in this case, they're not going to have to, because as long as they're half mile radius, you do not have to worry about the parking, and you can build up to 10 units. 75% of the perimeter of that lot has to touch urban use areas. Again, residential use or residential mixed use zoning. And one thing I did note, that it does not prohibit ADUs for these 10 units. So I'm just thinking out loud, and I'm wondering if they're going to allow these 10 units to go up with 2 more ADUs, with altogether being up to 12 units. We'll see how that goes. Okay, the local government. From our experience with the ADU situation, when the local government, which is the city, does not have a plan in place or does not have their own documentation ready to show the residents of that area what their standards are, the city abides by the state law. So what I notice is a lot of times when these new bills go through, going to the city right when they go through, they're going to abide by all the state laws, and they're not going to be able to put their own standards on them. So a good time to kind of get the ball rolling is when the city hasn't put their own standards on it. Even though on the bills it does say city to not get involved and not stop anyone from doing this, sometimes they find their way. So a good time to do it is when the city doesn't have their own roadblocks. So this is pretty much all the information we have for SB9 and SB10. I know I missed a few things, but these are the key things that I kind of focused on. If you have any questions, please reach out to us on social media at LegalADU, on the website legaladu.com, or text 323-228-3488. I'm sure I'm going to come out with a couple more videos about this as we get closer to January 1st. I'm sure more information is going to come out. So stay tuned, and hope to hear from you soon.